What if I told you that everything I learned about being a great business coach, I learned from being a tango teacher? Okay, well, it is true, and I'm going to tell you some stories, but the moral here is what I want you to know is that there are hidden talents and expertise and experience that you bring to the table that are going to make you a better business owner, service provider, coach, consultant, product maker in the world. And I hope that you realize that and don't hide and stuff your past. So, I am Celi Arias. I'm the founder of the Grown Ass Business Method, and we are ultimately here to give you the no BS truth of how to grow and scale a business. And let's get into it. Yes, it is true. You may not know this about me. I have several degrees, one of them being in modern dance, the next one being in fashion design, and I moved to Argentina in my 20s to study fashion design, and I ultimately learned how to dance tango. So in my 20s, I was running my fashion line business and ultimately became a teacher of tango. Now, I am not a certified coach, never got training as a coach. I am a certified mindset coach, but I don't feel like I need to get certified as a coach because I learned so much from teaching people this terribly difficult dance. So here's why that's interesting and relevant to business. Tango is this dance that from the outside seems very sexy, right? When I say tango, you probably think red dress, red rose in the mouth, and some sultry moves that lead your imagination to wherever it can go. And you've also seen horrible representations in many, many movies of what tango is and what tango looks like. So, those images that you have in your mind are why many people go to learn to dance tango. Many people learn to dance tango, often they go with their partner or whoever they're married to in hopes that this dance is going to reinvigorate and reignite the passion in their relationship. And then they show up for tango lessons, and then it's a rude awakening. Tango is probably one of the most difficult dances to learn, definitely one of the most difficult social dances to learn for sure, because there are no set steps and rules. It's actually a language that you're learning to speak with another person. And so you have to become a very good listener and you have to become a very good leader. And it's a little bit of a call and response type of dance. Now, with that said, what I learned from teaching tango was one, people came to learn this very shiny object thing, hoping it would save them or make life better or more passionate or whatever. And they would get immediately very frustrated in the technicalities and how many things they actually had to learn and do that they had really absolutely no interest in doing. Does that sound familiar? So here I was trying to teach somebody the technicalities of a dance that on the outside looks very sexy and sultry, and on the inside is very complex, and it's a little bit more like chess and playing a chess match. That's really what the experience is like. And what I learned was some tips and tricks on how to coach people through hard things. One of the things that I always do, for example, is I always separate the partners who arrive to a class together and I ask them to dance with other people. They would often get very frustrated by this, but I would have to do it so that they wouldn't work out all of their marital problems or relationship problems on each other during the lesson, because that's what would happen. All their personal stuff would come up while we're trying to learn a technical step or do something that's very difficult to do and not second nature, let's say. So I learned a lot about storytelling in order to coach somebody through something, giving metaphor like I'm doing right now, giving examples, levity, making jokes, making it fun, making it super simple, making it easy. I learned the importance of sometimes separating people from the problem, separating people from the emotional charge of something, removing the problem altogether. I learned a lot about making hard things simple. Now, when you think about it, if you haven't been putting it all together, business is much the same thing, right? People are unhappy in their corporate job or in their employment or are unsatisfied and they think, sexy, shiny object business I could build. I could be a business owner. I could be my own boss. I could create my own hours. I could finally have the freedom and the finances that I've always wanted, right? Very sexy, very alluring, very sultry. And if you are a business owner or entrepreneur, you laugh because now you know there's all these things on the inside that once you're on the inside, there's all these things that you have to know and do that you don't necessarily like doing, that you don't necessarily have the skill to do. And it doesn't feel natural or instinctual to you to do these other things. You often started a business because you wanted to start a business doing this thing that you're very good at. The skill that you're very good at is what you want to do in the world. The running the business bit of it is all that technical stuff that you're like, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to know my numbers. I don't want to know my conversion rate. I don't want to run a business. That's why, in my mind, I feel like all those years that I spent teaching tango to people that were hoping it would make their lives very sexy and full of passion is very similar to coaching people who have still dreams and aspirations of the freedom and the dream life that their business promises them. Can your business do all these things for you? Absolutely. But you got to get in there and speak the language, right? You have to speak the language of your business. You need to learn the steps, learn the moves. What's the technique? What's the tactic? What's the strategy that's right for you and your business and your lifestyle and what you want? What are the tools I need? What's the team I need? What are the systems that I need? What are the numbers I need to be looking at? You got to get in there and do all of those things. And I have a lot of fun teaching it because I liked making hard things simple. It's kind of my favorite thing. So I say this to say, one, because it's kind of an interesting story. Tango, of all things, is where I really learned to coach people through something. But also, there are probably some secret talents that you have that you're not bringing to the table. There are some things that you maybe know from a sport you played as a child, a craft or art form that you did when you were younger. Maybe there are some roles that you've had in previous jobs that you are ignoring and you thinking are irrelevant to you today. And I promise you, everything that you've done in your life up to this moment is of high value to you as an entrepreneur. Hopefully, you are pulling from all the different things that you've done and you are bringing it to the table when you are a business owner and trying to be the best CEO of your business that you can be, because all of those skills are relevant, they're all useful, and they're all going to make you a better business owner. So with that said, let me know in the chat below, what are some jobs that you've done in life that you would think are completely irrelevant to what you're doing today, and now maybe you realize there might be something there to look at and bring to the surface and use for my business, for my clients, for whatever it is that I'm creating. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe, all the fun stuff, but also let me know what you think.